Welcome to Malhotra's daily YouTube session. The news that we will discuss today is India will unveil 18 new petaflop supercomputers for weather forecasting in 2023. So the topic, as you can already see, is related to your science and technology, and here we will discuss basically the portion with respect to your prelims preparation, and we will try to discuss what is flop, then what is petaflop, and where they are used, basically supercomputers. So what are supercomputers? So we will be discussing all this. So let's start with our first slide. So the news states that, so first of all we need to see what was the news. It states that India will unveil, just give me a second, that India will unveil its 18 petaflop supercomputers for weather forecasting later this year, as stated by Kiran Rijiju, that is our new Union Minister for Earth Sciences. Presently, the major basis basically or aim with respect to launching this supercomputers is that we give a resolution that is accurate with respect to 12 kilometer. With launching of these new supercomputers, we aim to reduce the resolution to 6 kilometers so that we can have better prediction and accuracy with respect to the weather forecasts, and long term aim is to provide 1 kilometer resolution forecast. So in this context, the news becomes important with respect to our prelims examination. We have seen that over a recent years, basically UPSC has been asking very technical questions with respect to science and tech from prelims examination. For example, last year it was with respect to bus. So here we will discuss first of all what are supercomputers. So what is supercomputer actually? It is nothing but a computer that performs at nearly highest operational rate for computers. Basically, in comparison to a simple computer, a supercomputer is a computer that performs at the highest peak, okay, the rate at the highest peak and at which the computer can perform, that is called as a supercomputer. And that is why it is also basically seen whether the computer is a supercomputer or not. It is seen on the basis of performance of the computer. If the computer is able to run at the highest operational rate, then it is called as a supercomputer. So it was discussed in context of FLOP. So supercomputer processing speed is measured in quadrillion floating point operations per second, also known as petaflops or PFLOPS. The speed, basically what we can say, first of all, supercomputer, the computers which operate at highest operational capacity, that are called as supercomputers, and there is a mechanism to measure the speed or the performance of the supercomputer, and that is called as flop. So are we clear with this? Next, basically what is a flop? So flop basically is nothing but it is called as floating point operationals per second. Floating point operationals per second is commonly used metric to measure the computational performance, processing power, as well as the efficiency with respect to a computer in the field of high performance computing and artificial intelligence. So here we have also seen that supercomputers, basically where they are used in the field of high performance computing. For example, we have seen with respect to, that is, as our government has stated, weather forecasting, and another fields are such as artificial intelligence, which requires high operational capability of the computers. As due to immense computing power of today's computers, the flop metric is generally represented. It is an increasing scale. The least one is giga or billion, then trillion with respect to tera, or even quadrillion with respect to peta. So flops have a degree with respect to measuring the speed or efficiency of the computers. The least one is called as giga, then there is trillion, that is tera, and the recent one in news is petaflops, basically measuring quadrillion operation per second, basically G flop, T flop and P flop respectively. And further, for our prelims information, a petaflop is equal to 1000 T flops. It means, here basically 1000 T flops are trillion flop, 1000 equal to 1 petaflop, okay, or 1015 flops basically to be exact. So the petaflop is basically the highest rate or highest measure at which we can measure the efficiency or speed of a computer. So moving to our next slide, just give me a second. Then what are the benefits with respect to supercomputers and their increasing efficiency that is being measured by what we call as PFLOP. First of all, weather forecasting, as our government has already stated with respect to prediction of cyclones, so that we can have better accuracy. Then oil and gas exploration, we also need some sort of seismic data with respect to this. Then medical research, for example, development of new cancer research, that is also a field of high computing. Then provide ocean state forecasts, including marine water quality forecasts. All these things are basically done through the mechanism of supercomputing. So the more the efficiency of the supercomputers, basically the better accuracy with respect to all the fields. That is why India is launching 18 new PFLOP supercomputers, because they have a highest efficiency and highest accuracy rate. So what we have seen till now is basically what is supercomputer, then what is FLOP, what are the benefits of supercomputer, but we also need to see whether India has any PFLOP supercomputer or not already in existence. So yes, we have basically supercomputers with respect to this. Mihir, a 2.8 flop supercomputer that we have already there. Then Indian Institute of Tropical Meteorology, Pune, is also home to Pratyush, a 4 flop supercomputer, a 4.0 flop petaflop supercomputers. So with respect to your prelims examination, you may be asked with respect to what are supercomputers. If not directly about them, then you can be asked with respect to flops. Then if not with respect to this also, you can be asked with respect to uses or benefits of supercomputers, and at last it can be asked that whether India already has such kind of supercomputer or not. So that we have basically known that we have two with respect to this, one is Mihir and second one is Pratyush. So that is all that is there for today. Basically we will meet in our next video. Thank you.